Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's going to be just a bit of a different format than maybe you're used to. So I hope you can forgive the voiceover in this first part of the video. It's been about a year since I started posting regularly on this channel, and really I can't believe it. So I think that like 99% of the folks watching this video have been here before and they know what the channel is all about. But if this is your first time, I bought this old 1919 Buster Brown shoe company building for $20,000. So this video that you're seeing here is one of the first videos that I posted. It's back from a year ago when I started to take YouTube videos seriously. So if you've been around the channel for any time at all, you will notice differences in this video and the way it looks today. So that's going to be true for just this opening section here, and it'll be true for later on in the video when I have some kind of real-time video going on and some visual aids and stuff. So if you would like to know where it's at today, you can watch some of the most recently posted videos and you'll see the condition. But I'm also going to give you a peek of that throughout this video as well. So. It needs some TLC. It was basically packed to the gills with stuff. More stuff than you can imagine. Unique, cool stuff, but also lots of trash, lots of stuff that I can't identify, lots of damaged and junk items as well. The building has all kinds of work that needs to be done to it to bring it back to life. And I'm trying to do that on a shoestring budget. So I don't have a giant bank account that I can leverage. Just trying to get through it the best I can. And now that it's been a year, and on a side note, I never thought anybody would be interested in this channel. But I've seen comments from lots of you over the course of the year that tell me that you're sticking around, which is like totally amazing. And during this year, I've had thousands of comments on the videos. I've mentioned so many times that this is like not a DIY channel, as I don't have like this, great wealth of knowledge to share with you guys. But what I have is a learning and growth opportunity for myself through this process. And I think that's what kind of makes the channel different than some of them out there. So you're kind of watching me discover stuff and broaden my horizons and learn and struggle and suffer and all of that stuff. So, but back to the comments, they're amazing because I've received so many helpful hints and tips, not only about process and methods, but also about products and tool tips. There is a wealth of knowledge out there, and people have been so generous in sharing it with me. It's just been amazing. For the most part, I try to answer all of those comments, and some folks check back into the comment sections on a regular basis. So I'm actually also making friends here. One comment that's come up time and time again is that sometimes when I walk around the building, I face the camera toward me, and it can be kind of disorienting. And a lot of people are kind of interested in getting a better sense of how the building is laid out and knowing your way around the space. So I wanted to make a dedicated video about the layout and introduce you to the rooms and the spaces with some visual aids to give you a better sense of the building and an appreciation of the scale and all of that, so that when I'm walking around in my videos, you kind of know where I'm at and where I'm headed, that kind of thing. So this channel is just under 9,000 subscribers, and it's kind of held there for about 4 months now. So it goes up in subscribers, it goes down in subscribers. I think it's kind of maybe hit its roof. But I try not to get too tied up on that whole aspect of it, because it's really like a vanity metric. What actually counts is like how much time you guys watch and whether you watch a second video, that kind of thing. So I've had so much awesome interaction through the comment section, and I've learned so much that I'd be okay if the channel didn't grow much more. And I'd feel pretty lucky if it kind of stayed, where it's at. So that being said, subscribers do help. I had several companies offer to send me tools to mention their products on the channel. And I usually say no because they're not directly related to what I'm doing at the moment or what you guys came here to see. So, like I had companies reach out to me with 3D printers and just anything you can imagine, and even like mattress covers. It's like, have you watched this channel? Uh, so, I typically say no. They want to send me this stuff for free, and I don't mind taking it for free, but, you guys are here to see kind of my process, and that's what I'm interested in making videos about. So, but actually, I did have a few offers recently for some tools that they wanted to send me. And I'm going to actually accept that offer. I'm going to use it in one of my projects and maybe talk about it. And that'll be pretty awesome. So whether you're subscribed here or not, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And for those of you who comment and like and all this stuff, you're the best. You are the best. So enough jabbering. And I'm going to turn on my screen record here. Here we are on my desktop. I'm just doing a simple screen recording, and I've done this mock-up in Photoshop. So I'm basically just using rudimentary shapes, and this isn't to scale, but I did my best to make it as proportionate as possible to the real thing. So yeah, okay, so we've got this main section of the building here, which is 400 feet long, and the entire building with all 3 floors, to my estimation, is about 77,000 square feet. So it's pretty big. And like I said, I've made this mock-up and I've labeled all of the space. What I want to do is just very quickly run you guys through it. And then I have a kind of a walk-around tour that I did. And I'm going to do some cutaways on that. I'm going to reference this map and show some different footage. So hopefully by the end, you'll have a little bit better understanding of the layout. So what I did here is I made my little person. This is the front door. So this is open space, and you walk here and the front door is right here. And I made a little dot. I'm going to place him in the hallway, which is my best estimation of how big a person would be. So since that's our person, if I scale back, you can see how big this building is based on how little that guy is right there. So yeah, so recently I made a video about working on this hallway in order to prepare it to be like one of the very first areas that I really try to get sweetened up. So and that whole video is about getting it kind of all stripped down and getting it to a blank canvas stage. So as you walk in, you can walk all the way down here and then you turn right. There's an office here to the right which was too dark to film in, and 2 offices here. So if I was walking down this hallway and I turned into this office, right here is a bathroom. Or if I walk down the hall and turn to the right, there's a little teeny tiny bathroom that's divided between a toilet room and a sink room here. I turn right, and to my left is the stairs. So this is kind of the area that you would see when you first come into the building. So when you continue down the hallway, you'll walk out into the main bay here, which is the this bay here is the east end of the building. This is the west, and over here is the north. So there's been a later addition of a room here, and this is like it's got wall studs and paneling and stuff on it. So they basically carved out a storage area here. So not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but The entryway is right here to go into this space. And then there's a little tiny brick hallway here. Now, if I zoom out, this section here is the bathroom section. It's 3 stories high, so it's basically the same on all 3 levels. And it bridges to the main building with a 3-story high hallway, basically. It's 3 floors. There's one here for, let's say this is the men's room. I'm not sure which side was men's and which side was women's, but you would pass through this hallway to get into the men's area, or pass through this hallway to get into the women's area. And when you walk through this one, I think maybe even there was a men's room on this side and a women's room on this side. The reason I think that is because there are urinals, vintage antique urinals on this wall. So if this wasn't all for men, then it was divided. And they have some coat racks here and some coat racks here. So I think you would like hang up your coat and sit on the benches and eat lunch, but then you could also go into one of these bathrooms. So like I said, this is an outside building. It's a later addition and it's 3 stories high. So then we come into the west bay, which is roughly, I think, I don't know if this is exactly in the middle. So if it is, then we've got 200 feet on this side and 200 feet on this side. But I drew it with this a little bit shorter because it seems to me that this wing is a little bit longer than this wing. And so I've got videos about all the stuff that I had stored here. I pretty much cleaned all this out, and I've put the roofing materials in this little offshoot room here. And then in the back, we've got a room here, which I've been using for my saws and some tools and stuff, and a little office. So yeah, so you come into the building, you turn right, here are the stairways, go up to the 2nd, 3rd floor, and then you've got the main access to the main building here. If you do a U-turn right here, this is another open space with the elevator that goes up through all 3 floors, and then it's got an overhead door entrance here and an overhead entrance door on the opposite side there. So yeah, so we've got another hallway back here. So sorry to keep repeating myself. You come in, you come down the hallway, you turn here, you walk out into the open bay, you walk around the stairwell, and then you can head back down this main hall. There's no wall here. This is actually all open. So I'll have to fix that. But the elevator's here to the side. This room is the room where I removed the tank and the one that has the tin lining on the walls. And I'll be getting back to that room because I have high hopes for it. You can access both of these rooms here. There's doors here that go through here, and then you can come out into the hallway as well. So they have doors here, and then here and here. So continuing on is a room where I kind of just use for storage at the moment. It had a drop ceiling in it, but the raccoons keep walking across it and knocking them out. So I'm just gonna pull all that out. And then hopefully this winter, when there are no babies involved, I'll be able to live trap them and figure out, I don't know what's gonna happen from there. And then we've got a hallway here. And this hallway over to the edge has a door coming out into this open room. And these are 2 twin rooms. This used to be one gigantic room, but somebody's put a divider wall in it. And it's got wraparound windows, so it looks really beautiful. And same thing here on this room. And this is the room where the Art Deco hanging fluorescent lights are. So when you come into the front door, you can walk through this room, into this room, and then you're into the hallway. And this room here was too dark to film. It's basically just a solid room. It's got a window in it, but it's really dark, so I didn't film in there. But as you come through the hallway, you can turn to the left, and we have this open area, which I think would be great for like little I mean, if you put this room and this together, it could be a great space for some kind of unique, either art studio or maybe like a little cafe or a wine tasting place or something, because there's wraparound 9-foot windows here, which are really cool. And then this is the main hangar where this is all elevated around this circumference here. And this is about 3 feet down, or 3.5 feet down, and the fork truck is sitting right here. And then we've got the overhead door here. So, yeah, that is pretty much the ground floor. We've got the pump house out here, and there used to be a gigantic water tower out here, which I've talked about. And this was a pump house, and this is only 1 floor. So the ramp from the 2nd floor is actually uses this as a base. So that ramp comes down and crosses that and goes down to ground level out here, and then across the roof up to the 2nd floor for the exterior ramp. Okay, and what else? So there are lots of overhead doors. I've got an overhead door here. I've got an overhead door here. We've got an overhead door here for the 2nd floor. We've got, oh, and another overhead door here, which is a steel roll-up door. And then we've got an overhead door here, right here. There are multiple fire exits. We've got a door here, a door here, a door here, a door in here, an overhead door here, a door here. There's a door here, which is kind of currently covered up. And we've got a door here, plus the front door, and then plus all of the overheads that I already mentioned. So lots of ways to get out of the building. The 2nd and 3rd floor have fire escapes that were cut off because kids were climbing up on them, but we'll have to figure out what to do about that. So now what I'd like to do is do a walkthrough, and I may cut away to this, may cut away to some other footage, because this walkthrough was actually filmed several months ago, and stuff that has been done since then may look a little bit different. So you may notice that there are projects that suddenly are undone because going back in time, I filmed these out of order. So, okay, so let's get to it. Let's do the walkthrough video, and I'm going to insert a lot of stuff. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And today we're doing a tour of the building. And even though I've been kind of doing that in almost every video, a few people mentioned that it's kind of hard to get oriented because I'm moving all over the place. So what I thought I would do is give you a complete tour of the entire building, and do a split screen or put a graphic up to kind of show you a map. So hopefully this way you'll be able to kind of get oriented, and then as I walk around in future videos, you'll kind of know where I'm at. So I want to get started by going outside. So thanks for coming along, and let's get to it. So here we are on the front side of the building. We're on the east end, and yeah, this is what it looks like from the outside. So right there in the middle, you can see the front door, and yeah, pretty cool. So this building is, like I've said many times, 400 feet long, and it's about 55 feet wide. So that's 22,000 square feet per floor. So 66,000 square feet just for this long section, 3 floors. That doesn't count the bathroom annex right there, and it doesn't count all of the stuff that's just 1 floor, which is on the other side of this whole block right here. So I estimated that it's about 77,000 square feet in total. So I'm just noticing over here that actually we've got some new windows that are broken. I've said before that breaking windows in this building is like a town sport. So it's never ending. Never ending. So maybe someday this channel will grow enough and I'll be able to get a sponsor that wants to fix all the windows. So I'll keep dreaming about that day. So the font on the right side is so faded it's almost gone. On the left side it's pretty faded. Typically I go for leaving things original, but let me know in the comments if you think I should repaint that and make it really pop. Okay, this property is roughly 3 acres back here. These big concrete pylons were the base for a gigantic water tower that used to stand back here. And yeah. Okay, so we're slowly making improvements out here. Another window's been broken by another kid. And actually that one was already broken, but it's like completely broken out now. So I don't know if they were like cleaning the edges so they could get in the building. Never ends, never ends. Okay, so this is the front door. There's 2 amazing glass windows up above, one on this one and one on the interior door. And it's locked, but through the magic of editing, ta-da, we're inside. So my ability to get into this building is almost as good as the local high school students here in Charleston. So here's those gigantic windows that I was mentioning from the outside. And this was the main front entrance of the building. So right here was an information window. I've mentioned this in the past. Here was an information sign in a really awesome, very early font. And then another window here that opens up. And yeah, so I think what we're gonna do is go down this hallway, turn to the right, and then make a gigantic circle back around till we come back out here, and that'll be the ground floor. So yeah, people would come in. There was a bulletin board, I guess, for all of the necessary messages. We have some equipment in here that we're not going to get into today. And here's an office, and it is just too dark to look in there. But if you notice the diagram here on the side, you'll see where that's located. And then this is the entryway into the long 400-foot section of building. So it goes all the way down there. And then if you look through way down there, is the overhead door. That's where a lot of my videos start, down in that wing. But yeah, so yeah, so this wing is basically identical to the part down there. It has the same beams. They're just wrapped right now in all of this old paneling, which is definitely going to come off. And someday I want to have these windows back to original. We have another entrance to the building, which is kind of obscure and most people don't even know about it. It opens out to the street. Let's go check it out. I've actually got the padlock off already on it, but so just to orient you again, we're back out front. So yeah, let's continue. Okay. If you're interested in looking in more detail about the stuff that's around the buildings, and it's your first time checking out my channel,
I have lots of videos dedicated to going over and through all this stuff with a fine-tooth comb. Okay, so we're moving back here to kind of the center area, and I've got this light. I'm gonna turn it around. If you recall, right back there is where we had our fire incident. Yeah, so as we come in here, it's a little bit dark, but right there is the main elevator in the building. So this passes up to the second floor, through the third floor, and up to the elevator motor house, which is on top of the building. And there's a lot of space all the way around the elevator here. I discovered something about this, that there was an old photo on Facebook that lets me know there are some windows and additional doors behind all that paneling. So that's awesome. Photographs are great for researching old buildings. Here's where the wall is that I had to stop because of the asbestos on the pipe there. That's an ongoing project. And then here we have one of the bathrooms. So the ground floor is a little bit different from the second and third floor, because the second and third floor, they have this space here, and then they have one gender's bathrooms on this side and the other on that side. And this central area, I guess, is where they actually ate lunch, believe it or not. They had meals in here. So each of them have these really cool clothing racks. And so I've got probably 10 or 15 of those, and I even have some upstairs that have been dismantled and are just leaning against the wall. So, and then we also have all of these old fountain wash stations. And this is a half one, but there are several full ones in the building as well. Okay, continuing on. Okay. All right, now we're walking down, we're headed west, and this is the main open section on the west end of the building on the ground floor. So I don't know if you can hear my footsteps in the video. I'll walk a little louder. You can see how far I'm actually walking. Yeah, so this is a caged in area, and I've currently got some old barn wood and some roofing materials and stuff in here. So that looks like it's about 18 feet deep and about the same wide. And we've got a door right here. And like I said, this video is just to help you guys kind of get oriented when I'm walking around. I discuss all this stuff at, at a granular level in other videos. So if you're interested, check out some of the other videos. This is the overhead door in the back. And then over here, I have a really messy workshop, which is going to be great space to have a clean, organized workshop someday. I'm picking my battles one at a time. So yeah, I'm on the very northwest corner of the building. And then we've got an extra little office space in here. After the factory closed down, there used to be a little furniture store in here. And I think this was their office and the workshop. And then they had this little bay right here that they also used, up to that post right there. So they were the culprits that painted orange in here, that orange wall back there, which I absolutely hate. So, Okay. All right, we're halfway through the bottom floor. Just got this place cleaned and swept out, and now I got a bunch of glass because the kids are still wreaking havoc, making my life much more difficult than it needs to be. And okay, so we're back to the elevator, and this elevator is really cool because I've actually got it pried open with that board right there because it'll drop if I pull that out. So it opens on this side, and then if we walk around to the opposite side, it's got a door as well on the reverse side here. So that's true for all 3 floors. It's got 2 doors on all 3 floors. So this wall, like I said, has some windows and doors going on behind all that paneling. I'm gonna pull that off, and we got another room in here, which is gonna be the subject of a video very soon if it hasn't already been posted. I'm cleaning this room out because there's a secret item in here that I really want, and I need to get all this stuff out of here before I can get to it. So, okay, now we have a decision to make. So I think I'll show you the perimeter first, and then we'll do this indoor stuff here. Actually, I'm not gonna be able to do it. There's no light. So just refer to the graphic on the side, and you'll see exactly where we're at. So there's a door here to the left, and if you come out into this hallway, you can go into this room on the right. So here's a room that I use for storage. And this could also make an amazing workshop because there's so much light in here with these giant windows. And these windows actually go all the way to the top, but they're covered up because somebody wanted to make it cozy in here. And that paneling is just basically disintegrating and falling apart. So the raccoons are walking across the floating ceiling, knocking the panels out. And yeah, so this winter, I am going to be a raccoon catching champion. I can hear the babies in the walls right now, but I just had a baby myself, my only baby. And I cannot stomach the thought of catching the mama and the babies being left behind. So I've decided to wait till winter, but once winter hits, we're pulling out all the stops. It's gonna be on. I'm talking Caddyshack style. I'm gonna catch those raccoons, okay. So here's the area with the fork truck and the giant overhead door that is visible from the front of the building. So there's another fire door back there. And this is actually kind of a cool space. There are a lot of really quirky spaces in this building that would be great to rent for like a venue for wedding receptions or whatever. But it's like a lifetime of work ahead of me till I can even think about any of that. It's hard to think about any future idea for the building while it's still got all of this work ahead of me. Here's a John Deere Gator. It needs a new transmission, but it's a simple thing to switch. I think I could even do that myself. So that belongs to a family member, and it's gonna be super useful around here. Okay. Nice giant open bay with some beautiful giant windows. This is the front of the building. And this is the space that there was a plumbing supply store here in the building before I owned it. And here's like a twin room on this side of that wall. So, okay, and that brings us back to the front door. So this was like a little office, and there's a bathroom back there, but it's too dark to show you. But I don't actually walk through there very often when I'm making videos, so. Yeah, all right, so that takes us to the second floor. So when you come in the building, there's, once again, the front door. And when you come in, you walk down here, you turn to your right, and it's dark, I can't deny it. And then right here, about 12 steps in, you take a 90-degree turn, squeeze through a dark little door here, and you go up the stairs. Okay, so the second and third floor are basically identical. There's zero difference between them, with the exception of the elevator stairway on the third floor. That's the only difference. So as you come out, we can walk down to this end here. So as I came out of the stairs, I turned right. There's a fire escape here. So many people have commented that I can throw this trash out through the windows, but I have fire escapes, so that's way better than the windows. And I've got parking under all of the fire escapes. So I can just have a dumpster parked and throw it up the fire escape, and no intermediate step. Okay, so looking all the way down, that's the 400-foot length of the building. There's the elevator, and this column here is the stairway. So this is the annex in here, and it's got these 3 voids. 1, 2, 3. So let's walk through here. How awesome would it be to put a really amazing door there, and then maybe put an overhead door there, and then wall that off and have a cool hangout space here. I think that's a future goal for me. There are 24 windows that would have to be completely replaced. But yeah, that would be awesome. These gigantic beams and an elevator that opens right up into your space. And the building is too spooky to live in. I'm sure some of you guys wouldn't mind it, but yeah, not for me, not at least the way it is right now. Okay, so we got a men's room and a women's room, or a women's room and a men's room. I'm not sure which is which. This one we can go in and check out. This is where jackets would hang and people would eat lunch in here. And look at all that mess. But there are 3 amazing vintage urinals on the wall. So that is kind of a weird thing to say out of context, isn't it? Okay, and like I said, the third floor is basically identical, but not to cut the video short, let's go up and check it out real quick, and then I can say I gave you the full nickel tour. So back here to the stairway. This could probably be a cool video for somebody to watch that's had a family member work here. Look at that really high ceiling way up there. Or people that had been here in their younger days and could bring back some memories. There's one of our cleaned out spaces that took forever to do. And then once again, we've got this 400-foot section all the way down to that end. Someone put up a rickety wall there. I have no idea why they did that. Here's an old coat rack, and then our elevator. So this building has an annex as well, for this floor, I mean. And like I said, I've got videos about going through all this stuff, so if you're interested, check those out. And then the one difference, like I said, between the second and third floor is that this third floor has an elevator stairway that goes up to the, basically it's a highway for raccoons. So when the game is on this winter for those raccoons, this is where I'm gonna put that live trap. So, okay. All right, so I don't know if that actually helps anybody or if now you're more confused than you ever were. It's kind of hard to do a video that orients you because the camera's moving left and right, but hopefully the graphic on the side was a little bit of a help. So, all right, I will see you guys again soon, and thanks so much once again for sticking with me. I'll talk to you then.